BlackBusters.
What's cracking, family? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of BlackBusters, the best movie podcast, critiquing podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
In the world.
Yes, indeed.
Craig.
And Merry Christmas. You see what I got on. I'm over here getting my Santa jaws on. You know what I'm saying? Santa jaws. All that.
Yuletide.
Yes, yeah. I'm festive today,
John's
man.
jolly today.
I'm jolly, man. It's my favorite holiday of all holidays,
Yes,
man. Yes,
yes.
indeed, man. Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm your host, Big Ja, or Santa Ja, and this is my
It's your
co-host,
boy Elf Tone.
Elf Tone, Big Tone, Brother Tone for sure.
I'm just trying to get Yuletide like you.
Oh man, yes indeed, bro. Thank you as usual. You about to have a ball, man.
Yes, sir.
Especially since we have a special guest. You know what I'm saying? We have the lovely Miss Dale Harrison.
Saint Dale in the building.
Saint
y'all.
Dale, yes. Saint Dale.
Got my red on too, John.
I see it. I see, yes indeed.
I'm the Grinch. I'm the Grinch. I'm the Bah Humbug.
Wait, we about to get into why he's a Bah Humbug. I want you to break it down. Okay.
Cole for this podcast.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Of course. You definitely gonna be back. We just getting started, but I'm letting you know you're gonna be back for sure. I know this is about to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, we are doing the show, the movie.
Shake your hand.
We doing this Christmas. This Christmas, man. All right, so this Christmas was written by Preston A. Whitmore and directed by Preston A. Whitmore as well.
Yep.
Preston A. Whitmore II. And this is, I can't even say, how do we start with this? This Christmas, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. It's honestly one of my favorite Christmas films, period. I know it came out in 2007, and I've been rocking it ever since. My mom used to live in New York, and I used to go to New York every Christmas to visit her, and we would watch this movie almost every other day.
This movie has a special place
Yes, it does,
for you.
for sure.
Yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
I love it.
Absolutely, man. The cast are some of my favorite people to watch, especially during that time. We're gonna start with who we gonna start with? I mean, it's everybody in this movie, man. Loretta Devine.
Yeah.
Loretta Devine, she's in this film and she's electrifying in everything she does.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's dope. She
Yeah.
stands
She's
out.
And-
really got that part down.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Loretta,
I
I'm
love
coming
her.
for that part, okay? Just so you know.
Hey, we will get to the recasting soon. And you know, you're here for a reason. Man, I can see you in this film for sure. But we'll get to that for sure.
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy.
Black.
Delroy, brother Joe Black. Delroy Lindo, once again, it gets no better than that. Performance-wise, and this a commanding person, a commanding man. He plays a tough villain guy very well. He plays a very humble man. He does he could do it all.
Yeah.
In this film, I saw he played a character that we're not necessarily used to with him often, and he did a great job.
We need 100 Joe Blacks per black women out here.
So you was feeling Joe Black?
Yes,
indeed, as you should.
know, Joe Black is like, this man was willing to be in secret for the family.
My
The type of man
together.
to wake up out of his own bed and have all his clothes in the Tupperware thrown into the garage.
Put it in the garage, bro.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. We'll break it down to what we mean, because y'all probably like, what y'all talking about? Those who know the movie know what we talking about.
Know how
But
they did my man Joe.
yeah, Joe Black, Delroy Lindo. Shout out to that young brother, man, or a good sir, I should say.
Yeah.
Regina King is in this.
Yes.
Regina King,
Top tier,
bro.
Top tier.
Every
Gets
time.
better with
tier.
like wine. Gets better with age. Gets better with time.
Yeah.
She's like a timeless wonder, bro.
Yeah.
Like she's doing the thing. Even right now, she's killing, directing, she's acting,
Yeah.
she's doing everything.
Yeah.
She is what we need in black film.
I
acting.
feel like she ain't even peaked yet.
I don't. No, not at all. Not at all.
She ain't even close to peaking. She's still on the way up.
She's been on the low. Underrated for I can't even say underrated because people love her.
She got Oscars.
But she's been cracking since 227.
Yeah.
Man.
She got Oscars?
She got Oscars.
Yes.
Yeah, she won. She won an Emmy for The Watchmen.
Yeah, she won an Emmy for sure.
And I feel like she won
Okay.
Best Supporting for If Beale Street Could Talk.
Did she win something for 7 minutes or 7 seconds?
She wants something. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, she did a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a miniseries. I think there was only one season, and I think she was up for awards for that. And she murdered it. She killed it. Shout out to her, man. So Regina King is in this as well as one of the daughters. She plays Lisa Moore. She's a Whitfield, but she's married, so she's Lisa Moore. Another person here is Idris Elba.
Yes.
Idris
now
Elba.
we need 200 of those. Like,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's so funny.
Honestly speaking, you in this situation, you could either one of them.
Yes,
so either one of them.
Idris, I'll take you. Okay.
Yes, indeed. She said, "I'll take you."
If I can combine the Idris body with the Joe Black personality, like I need a combo of them.
A combination. Hey, you will have that.
Idris is almost always the coolest person on screen at any moment.
Right.
And his character is just literally super cool.
Yeah.
From the moment we see him to the moment he walks off.
Right.
And just like
I
believe he's the big bro. Like the big bro that everybody loves.
I like the vulnerable. We'll get to that. We still doing the cast. I want to jump right into it, but let's. I love his character in so many ways.
Yeah.
Columbus Short.
Yep.
Yeah.
Columbus Short is a little bro. It's a Claude Whitfield. He's not the baby bro. He's a little bro.
Yeah.
Claude Whitfield. Idris plays Quentin Whitfield. He's the oldest.
Yeah.
Chris Brown. The star-studded cast, man.
Yeah.
You got Delroy Lindo.
Yeah.
Come on, you got Loretta Devine.
Yeah.
Idris Elba, Columbus Short, Regina King, Chris Brown. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Lauren London.
Laz Alonso.
Mackay Pfeiffer.
Mackay Pfeiffer.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We got Sharon Leal that plays Kelly Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. The middle daughter.
Yeah.
Ricky Harrison, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Ricky Harrison is a man, artist, a comedian, actor, just a talented dude.
Yeah.
That has passed away. But shout out to him.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, brother. He killed this role, and his role was just a cousin.
Yeah.
I say just a cousin because the movie is about family, about the mother and her children.
Yeah.
He's the cousin, but his role, he kills everything he does.
Yeah.
And and knowing from where he came from the stage to comedy, he was a hell of an actor.
100% believable as the cuz.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
So boom. David Banner's in this film.
David Banner
does well.
And he does his thing.
Does well.
Yes,
always does his thing.
Right.
Well.
It's just a ball of talent.
Yeah.
It's a talented dude. And he's in this film. Keith D. Robinson.
Yeah.
So the cast is
star-studded.
I just named like a full basketball all-star team.
Yeah.
Star-studded.
Star-studded. The movie, I can't say who's the main character. I don't know if there is one. The family is the main character.
Yeah.
But really, it starts off kind of with Loretta Devine. She's the mom. She's Ma'Dere.
Yeah.
And it's Christmas time. So almost it kind of makes you feel like this is Idris's film, but there's so many subplots. There's so many different storylines. They all fit. They all make sense. Because really in a family, let's say we're all family, and all of our stories mean just as much to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they kind of show everyone in the family and their different storylines and the different plights and the different, trials and tribulations within their own story. So Idris Elba is a musician. He's a musician. He's the oldest of 6 children. And he's Ma'Dere's son, Ma'Dere's firstborn son. He's a struggling musician financially.
Yeah.
And he's basically living off the land.
And kind of ain't shit.
Kind of ain't shit.
Right?
Right.
Like when we go so far as to say that?
Yeah, like, he's kind of a loser. And here's the thing. I know Dale, look at Dale. Dale
I would not let y'all call this black man a loser.
But as his character.
Not Idris.
Not Idris himself, but the character.
That's what I'm talking about. Quentin. I would not let y'all.
But listen,
he owes money to bookies. He lies to his family.
Let's break down. He only came home because he's on the run.
And came home and lied to his family.
Here's the thing. That's the beauty of a film story. filmmaking because we see the change, the maturation,
the redemption.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in the movie, you gotta sometimes you gotta start off a little low to show the high points.
Grimy, huh? That sounds like just a regular artist to me.
Right. Yo, she's saying that's how we are.
Yeah. We all owe $25,000 to bookies.
Right.
Somebody. Okay.
Right. So and then he's also, but he seems like a troubled soul. He seems like a person that makes things harder than it needs to be. He's stubborn. He doesn't want to accept certain things. So we'll get to that in a minute. But he's on the run from some bookies. He owes some money to some guys, and he flees home. He comes home, and because every year this Christmas weekend, Christmas month, whatever, at Ma'Dere's house, his mom. So he has 5 younger siblings, 3 younger sisters and 2 younger brothers. And a mom that loves him dearly, that loves the family, everyone respects and loves her. And she has a friend. This is a friend from the past, Mr. Joe Black, who was just a friend, you know, to everyone else.
And the but it becomes clear that whatever Ma'Dere thinks she's hiding, everybody already knows.
Right.
That
everyone knows.
Her and Joe are together, and that he basically been living at the house.
Only person that knows that they're together is Baby. Baby is Chris Brown's character. He's the youngest. He's the one that still lives at home. Everyone else lives away. He knows. He looks at Joe Black like a dad, like a father, and they all have the same mother and father. The Whitfield's kids, but the father left. Let's say 15 years ago. Baby's about what, 18?
That's was one of the things that I was looking at in my notes. Like Senior must have left like either as soon as Ma'Dere got pregnant or as soon as the baby was born.
Right.
Because
he was like 3.
Because Baby is not. He's still he's like 19.
Yeah,
18.
He's not 21 yet.
He's not 21 yet. Yeah. So
Senior was shady.
Senior was shady. How you have 6 kids, and at the 6th one, you say, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna dip off.
You're not done. You thought you were gonna live this family life, but you have a calling that drives you somewhere else, because a lot of artists do that. Like, you can't you just can't choose family over purpose, you know? And even though it seems like, oh, this is the sensible thing to do, but like, I think you started this family and then this other thing calls you, and without it, you're dead. And going back to Quentin, he hadn't been home in 4 years. Right. Okay. And the reason why he hadn't come home is because Ma'Dere was causing a sense of rejection. So, he's without the family because she is just like, you're going to be just like your daddy. You're choosing this. Yeah. Exactly. So he's been basically without that motherly support, without that family support, because this one woman is like, don't be like your father, but you got the same thing your father it's hereditary.
Facts. Yeah.
So you got to go do it, and
so with that mother-son tension there, it breeds resentment towards her. It breeds resentment towards his father that gave him this gift or this purpose that he doesn't know what to do with other than follow, and he resents himself. Hence, I think the way he moves through life, owing money and taking chances like that, and like kind of living on the whim, I think that's a lack of self-value. And then that could come from no support from the person that's most important to you, your mother.
Yeah. I think it's because like Senior's shadow hangs over the family, right? They still keep his piano in the garage, right?
Yes, they can't get rid of it.
Joe's got to hide his relationship with Ma'Dere,
right?
Because what will the family think? Is this is a disrespect towards Senior?
That's crazy to me,
right?
Bro.
Like so this is how large Senior looms over. And so people either run away from the impact that Senior has, or they pretend it doesn't exist.
Right.
Like they put their head in the sand.
Right.
So this is a family that like is big and robust, but deciding to punt on some very important family-based conversations and decisions.
And all the kids, I feel, are representations of the lack of Senior being around.
Yep.
I feel like with Kelly resents the fact that her father wasn't around, so she's a woman that's hard to deal with when it comes to relationships. She doesn't give easy. I feel like her sister Lisa married a man that isn't really fit to be her husband, but she cherishes the relationship. She's holding on to the man that she feels that this is my man. I got to keep him.
She's holding on to the father because that's what she said. She said, you're gonna look up, be pregnant, and then after you have 2 kids, and then she was like, "Oh, did I just say that?" And that's just what a lot of women. That's what the mother. She's exactly replica of the mother. Like I'm holding on, because like I want to keep their father around,
right? And she had to, and everyone has a lesson to learn. Yeah, it's 6 children. They all have a lesson to learn in this one film. Yeah. I think it's super dope. So for those who don't know, Senior is the husband of Ma'Dere. Ma'Dere is Loretta Devine. She's a mother of 6. She's a single woman now, even though she's still married, I believe.
Well, they call out in the movie. There's a small side conversation where her homegirl asks her, "When you going to tell them about the divorce?"
Oh. That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So so I think it is official.
Big facts.
It's officially divorced. Yeah. But she won't engage with the family.
She's still married to
it.
the family.
Yep.
That's right. The family thinks she's still married. Yeah. And but she's been dealing with this man, Joseph Black, Delroy Lindo's character, and the house is empty except with baby, the young one.
Yeah.
Who looks up to Joe Black as a father figure. Yeah. So he's okay with the relationship. So he is in the he sleeps in the bed. He lives in the house now. But now the kids are coming home for Christmas, for this Christmas, and this is probably the first Christmas that he's been living there. And so she wakes him up and says, "You got to get up, get your clothes, and put it in the garage. Yeah, we have to hide the fact that we live together."
And I almost kind of felt like it might even have been going on for a lot longer because the first thing he says is, "How long we gonna keep playing this game?" Right. Which makes it seem like this wasn't an isolated incident.
This ain't the first year they've been there. This is the first year he might have been living there. He wasn't there last Christmas.
He puts those clothes in the
garage. Or maybe this is the 4th or 5th year he's been there. He got to keep doing it. And so everyone loves Joe Black. Everyone likes him. The kids do, except Quentin, Idris Elba's character, the oldest son. And usually, a lot of time that's the case. Baby don't know nothing but probably Joe Black. Yeah. Chris Brown's character, he's the youngest. And the younger you are, the more accepting you are to the change. Yeah. But Quentin remembers his father. He remembers Senior. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I'm sure
Quentin is feeling that same rejection.
Yeah.
From the father.
He resents the
where
fact
the resentment.
So he's allied with the father. He's
right.
He's probably allied with Senior.
He's experienced the same thing. So he's like, I gotta choose you, or I gotta choose my purpose, and then I'll be rejected. Right. You know.
And the same thing was happening with Chris Brown's character. No one in the family, this dude 19 years old, no one in the family knows he can sing. Yep. So of course it's Chris Brown. We know him as Chris Brown, but to them his name is Baby. His name is Michael Whitfield, and they find out they can sing. They all go out to the club Christmas Eve, and go out to like a little lounge.
That was kind of unbelievable.
Yes, yes. Say how though? Say how?
Just like how they all how they all ended up. First of all, I mean, like there's other like plot points that I don't want to pull out, but the fact that like Columbus Short is going to the club where he's supposed to meet, you know what I mean? Like, his in secret wife, right? And that he would bring his family to that club. First of all, it doesn't make any sense. And then it just coincidentally happens to be the same club that that Baby is making his debut as a performance. A little bit too neat.
It's a movie.
The only thing that was real unbelievable was that long open mic performance. Like he had bars and runs and a
what they should have did.
It was an open mic performance that was long enough for people to go to the dance floor and dance to it.
Right.
That's how long he was on stage.
What should have happened is this is easy writing. Yeah. Take a Claude, Columbus Short's character. He sneaks off. One little brother sees him sneak off and tells him, "Hey man, he went to the club, so let's go too." They show up without him knowing they're going to show up. So now he's got his wife there, and he has to hide her. He sees his siblings walking in the restaurant. I mean, inside the club. That's one way to keep that going, to make that make sense of how they end up at the same place. On top of that, Baby could be like, "This is my opportunity to tell my family I can sing. So let me go ask the DJ." Oh, I know the DJ. The DJ is a guy that I know. Happen to know. Hey man, you think I can give me 5 minutes on the mic? Yeah, well, man, what you want to play? Play this Christmas.
Why did Columbus Short have to hide his wife from his family?
Because she was white.
Was it because she was white?
I think so. Which to me, oh, my bad. Excuse me. Yeah, it's because she was white, and her family doesn't like black people.
Right.
So I'm assuming he thought that his family would be tripping too. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, I feel like, this feels like a Southern family,
Ma'Dere.
Ma'Dere is a Southern family where it's not accepted.
Right.
No one has
She can't use your comb.
someone
Don't bring her home.
Right.
white before. Yeah. I never even heard of that.
You haven't heard? No.
Yeah.
And if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home.
Yeah.
No, but I also somebody wouldn't be telling me that growing up either.
Right.
Like they would be telling me if he can't use your comb, but I don't know.
Same thing.
But no, nobody's ever said that.
Oh.
But anyway, I feel like just because of the Southern roots, the town,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be accepted.
And that was because I was thinking about that. Because like some of these characters, their problem doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
And some of these characters, I'm almost like wondering like if the movie is stronger without them, right?
Without Claude or without these particular situations?
So when I think about Columbus Short in a situation with his wife, I don't know what that adds to the overall movie besides another pair of people in conflict. Right? Like Lauren London's character, like her and her boyfriend. Like you could remove both of those family members from the actual movie and have the same movie. And maybe even like a stronger movie. Right?
I don't think you could have a stronger movie because they represent a piece of our generation.
Mm-hmm.
The brother that went to the military.
Look at her.
You know what I'm saying? They get the white wife in the military. That is who accepts
very
them
common.
over. Yeah, like I mean, my uncle came home with a German wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that's that realistic. And then you have the two sisters. One's married, one not. One lives in New York. One is here with a husband that's so, and then the one is in college. She's coming right under, and she's gonna be sneaking off in the cabinet,
right?
And she can't figure out her major.
Right? So
her major is whatever guy she's dating.
Yeah,
that makes 100%.
I like that because I was just about to agree with you. Yeah, until she hit you with the banger.
I think it makes 100% sense. The only challenge with it is that because they give us so many people to care about, they don't give us enough screen time to really be bought in.
I'm okay with that though,
right?
I don't think we need to care about Lauren London's character here because
we don't need to know more. We don't need to know more about her, no more about the boyfriend. We just need to know that they exist and that they're a part of this family.
Soul Food, Uncle Pete.
Yeah,
Uncle Pete and everyone, not everybody, but a lot of people have a older uncle or an older aunt that lives in the basement or lives down the hall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What happens when you don't have kids and you start to age and you're not going to be in the home necessarily?
Yeah.
So you go live with a family member. That's very common. So that was necessary. It was having important. A young daughter in college, this a fifth year in college. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She didn't figure it out yet. She was still in college, and I get it.
I feel like the narrative of the film is driven by the three older siblings. It's driven by Quentin. It's driven by Lisa, and it's driven by Kelly.
Yeah.
Sharon, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like all of the important things that happen to this family, I think happen through those three characters.
Right.
I think Columbus Short, Lauren London, and to a certain extent, Chris Brown is not consequential.
I think
Chris
what happens. Brown is. I think you need Chris Brown. You need Chris Brown more than London. You need Chris Brown more than Lauren.
You don't need Lauren at all, in my opinion. Besides,
But for the reason she mentioned, because that's realistic. Right. Because you can a lot of times as a filmmaker, you want to write a story that can affect and make other people, different walks of life, value the movie because they can see themselves in it.
Okay,
I see someone.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? So to that end, like there's a whole. Now I understand your point. That Lauren represents a whole subsection of people
the
who play that part in the family, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Chris Brown represents.
Absolutely.
Everybody represents something.
In order for Loretta Devine's character Ma'Dere to change, she needed Chris Brown. Because she's about to make the same mistake. If you think about it, all the men in her life left. Her husband, her oldest son, her middle son.
That's a good point.
And then Joe Black was like, you about to have this dude. He's afraid to even tell you he wants to do music.
That's a good point.
He's going to leave, just like his older brother did, and his dad did, and his older brother,
Makes sense.
Columbus Short, left and went to the military. He don't sing, but he left the nest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone's leaving the nest. All the men are leaving. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Black, that's why you love Joe Black so much, because he stayed. He's
just
sticking around.
so love a man that would just sneak around your kids.
Like a kid.
You know, like a kid, then show up with 10 G's for your son. You know what I'm saying?
He
Threatening
did, though.
the enemy, you know what I mean? Like clearing your son, like, because he has the maturity that fathers have to have
Facts.
in order to father a grown son.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be, like, this man lived in constant forgiveness and humility. He wasn't like, what? I'm the man around here. You know what I mean? The son came in. He's like, I understand where your hurt is. I understand where you are. I'm going to get up and I'm going to let you have the seat at the table.
Yeah.
Real.
If you
That
were
was
not-
that was
if
real
you
right
weren't
there.
humble, you could not have took that
I'm
position.
a grown man. I could be. I'm old enough to
Exactly.
be your daddy, boy. Sit
Yes,
over here.
I am your
Yeah.
daddy.
Right,
no
right.
one, no daddy is around, and no daddy has been around. But he understands the hurt of this child. And back to what you were saying about the story being centered around the 3 grown characters. That's every family story because they've been in the family longer.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have all their whole family story is gonna center around them.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The younger people are just, they're asking what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I'm the youngest one. I'm the baby. I'm
Yeah.
literally baby in my family. I got 6 older siblings.
Yeah.
Right. And so I feel like I'm the person that I get the stories all the time. My brother was 15. I was just being born.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My other brother was 11.
You don't have the same history.
You know what I'm
and
saying? So
tenure
I have
and all
older
that.
Yeah.
siblings
Yeah.
to a point where I got 2 brothers right now. I love them. They're great dudes. They're great men to everyone else, but to each other, they're not the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is. They're 3 years apart. And I ask questions, like I even asked my older sisters, like, what happened? Or I asked them, why y'all got so much beef that stemmed from when y'all was kids before I was even born? So that's why, and if you're going to tell a story about the dynamic of a family, a lot of times you're going to start with the older kids first because they have the most history.
And that's why I think Delroy Lindo did such a fantastic job as this. The character, in my opinion, Joe Black, is almost unbelievable, right? Only because he never misses a beat. He
never has a moment of weakness.
He never misses a beat. He never has a moment of weakness. This is the same man that could show up at the train station, disarm, 2 gangsters, have $10,000 cash ready for them, make them an offer they can't refuse, and also have Chris Brown sing This Christmas at church the next morning, right? All of his chess moves are perfect. They're pitch perfect. But Delroy Lindo does little subtle things which work, like the way he picked up that the 2 homies, that David Banner and
Wasn't really
them,
the homies.
but he did it real subtle. It was real subtle the way he picked up that tidbit of information. Reading from Quentin. You want me to go up to your mother's room? We all going upstairs to go to sleep. Okay, we all going together to go to sleep.
You want me to hang around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was real smooth with how he picked it up. And I think that strong patriarch and then the subtle stuff, like offering his seat to Quentin at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Solid
That's
work.
to show you, son,
Solid
I'm
work
not
by
trying
Delroy.
to compete with you. I'm trying
Yes.
to work with you. I'm trying to build with you.
And this is after I just saved your life.
Right.
Last night.
It really, I
could be
I could pull that card,
real
but I'm
puffed
not.
up right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
young man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? But even after saving him,
And he knew
deference.
he had the humility to know. I mean, he had a major humility. He knew I deserved this chair.
Yep.
Yeah.
I deserved this spot.
Yeah.
I got everybody
But I'm
here.
gonna
I got Columbus out of the military clink.
Yeah.
He's here because of Mock Connect. Right?
Right. I will say this. The reason why I heard you saying about he's almost unrealistic. I'm gonna tell you why he is realistic.
Okay.
Because he might not be common, but he's real. I think a man of that age has done a lot of messing up.
Yeah.
I think he's had a lot of practice
Yes.
of what the right things to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna make a joke earlier. I planned on making the joke. Joe Black is either one or 2 guys. He's either a dude that lost his family, God forbid, in the past, and now he's trying to he finds a value in Ma'Dere and her family,
Yeah.
and now, or he got a whole family,
whole nother family
across the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because of
Getting it right
hey, nigga, you
twice.
got three, 4 kids yourself that you ain't seen for Christmas in 4 or 5 years, but you over here being the greatest dad ever.
Right.
Nigga, Joe Black might not be shit. He might not be shit. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hope
Joe
that
Black, I will not let them talk to you
Yeah.
about you.
Right.
Like,
Nah, I mean, I think
she gonna protect you, brother. She gonna defend you. But like, where his kids at? He's such a great person.
Yeah.
What woman?
these were his kids.
he done
He don't have no
been with.
kids.
I mean,
Okay. He been with them at least 15 years.
at minimum 10. For Baby to have the relationship
Right.
with Joe that he has, that means that
Right.
like Baby went through his adolescence.
Yeah.
With Joe there.
So Baby is his y'all. Joe. First of all, I just want to say this, okay? In Joe Black's character's backstory, his son died. Okay, this is his chance.
Oh, you making it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what makes sense to me.
His son,
I said he
this
either
is
ain't
his
shit,
chance.
or he's a person, a man that has second chance at a real family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's cherishing that. So I agree with what you said about it might seem unrealistic, but dude, he's not 40. He's not 50. He probably early 60s.
Maybe even 70.
He might be down to 70 or in the 70s.
Yeah.
He's got to the point where he's seen every type of young man that come through there.
The only reason why I just call out that, like, as wonderful as he is, he's the perfect man, right? Like we talked about, he never skips a beat. Even when he has an opportunity, there's no moment where he like flashes at Quentin and then pulls himself back to be
Like
reserved.
Melvin and Jody.
Yeah, like he's always pitch perfect.
Jody's younger than him.
Like Jody's younger, and so is
Jody
Melvin.
younger.
Because Jody,
I mean, Melvin is younger.
yeah, and Baby Boy, we haven't done that yet, but we're gonna do a quick little tidbit. Melvin was probably in his late 40s. You know what I'm saying? Jody was in his late 20s,
Yeah.
or mid 20s. So they both had growing up,
And they were both combustible people.
right,
Yes,
right.
Because
both were filled with testosterone.
Yeah.
See,
Yes,
when you
yes,
got the
yes.
testosterone running
And-
around the house, now you like,
and Melvin's new to
Yeah.
that family.
Yeah.
Joe Black was there when Quentin was a boy.
Yeah.
I
He
think
helped him. Remember, he helped him out in the twist back in the day when he was getting jumped
when he
on.
was getting jumped in. That's
You know
how
what I'm
long
saying?
he been around.
That's what I'm saying. So he's like,
He been
bro, that's
around.
pops.
Yeah.
He's pops, and everyone was almost. Everyone knows they have their father's senior, but even the girls, they looked at Joe like, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?" They loved it. Like Joe was big dad.
Yeah.
The
Their
only
pops.
time Joe kind of like stepped out of character is when he kind of like flashed on Quentin when he was talking about God. Right?
Yeah.
Like that conversation
Yeah.
about God was the only time you saw Joe not be like
He lost his
completely
patience.
on his
He
on
lost
his
his
dime.
patience.
That's
Yeah.
the time to flash on them, though.
Yeah, you're not gonna disrespect the household by discrediting
And
God.
disrespect
Coming
the
in-
Lord,
coming in here.
where your blessings
This
come
house where we
from.
go to church every Sunday,
Yeah.
you're not about to parachute in.
Especially when I know you.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
I know how you was raised.
Yeah.
I helped do that.
Yeah.
So now you're trying to come back in here with your own thoughts, your own ideals,
Yeah.
and try to and people revere you like senior.
Yeah.
When he got in, everybody revered
Yeah.
Quentin like that.
They
Even
love
him.
Big Brother.
I respect you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I do have a big influence on that. I'm not gonna let you unravel this family
Yeah.
with your influence.
Yeah.
When you wrong.
Can we talk
When you're wrong.
about Malcolm and Lisa? Laz Alonso and Regina King?
Yes.
What did you guys think about their dynamic and their relationship and
I think
their conflict and all of the above?
based off of women that I know that have issues with their father being gone, and they come across a man that's successful, that's handsome and suave. He was all those things, but he didn't value her the way she valued him. And her mindset possibly is like, let me keep this man happy, even if my happiness isn't as strong as his. But I need to keep this man so I don't end up like my mom with no man. Even though she had Joe Black, but she know Joe. I don't want to have to be sneaking Joe Black, the next Joe Black, for me around my kids.
That's actually a really good point.
So I think that she put up with Malcolm's, even though he seemed to be solid at first, other than making her cut his steak.
But he wasn't. He was never solid. He was cheating from the time
But we
the film began.
didn't
don't
see
know
We
that.
didn't know that. I'm saying we didn't know that he was cheating.
But what's interesting?
When did we not know it? Because from the time the film came on, he was talking to that light skinned lady in the office.
But they were supposed to be talking about business. But like I think I picked up.
But
that there was something going on between those two.
Yes.
But we didn't know what it was until later.
I think y'all need to watch it with the woman's eyes. As soon as I saw her, I was like, she's a low down, dirty
You're supposed to think that. You're supposed to think that. She said, I like her. Get you a male secretary.
Because he was just his conversation said, I'll have the money.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're promising money to another obscure woman wearing red lipstick, they got her set up like the villain.
That's a lot of speculation, but you're right. You happen to be right in this situation.
Yeah.
But like he could be like, I have the money. Maybe they're in a business firm and he's like, I'm gonna close this deal with this company. I'll have the money for the company. That could have been what that was.
What's interesting is how we see this character in a lot of different Black movies. Like the accomplished, educated Black male is like kind of always a little slimy and grimy and pompous and arrogant.
Right.
We see this guy in Soul Food, right?
Yes.
We see this guy in Love Jones. Here this guy comes in again in This Christmas. Right? Like it's always that guy who's like,
But that's reality. I feel like
that guy like that? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Am I like that? Am I that guy?
I don't think so.
Oh,
you think so?
Good. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
He's typecast as a slimester.
A slimester. That's hilarious. I love that. Slimester. You're a slimester, bro.
But you always see this character.
Yes.
And as soon as they introduce you to this character, and they always do the establishing shot of him putting the tie on and the suit on, and he's moving a mile a minute, and his doting wife is trying to catch up. Like we always know exactly who this guy is going to be at the end.
What they say,
no surprises in this.
Think of it like this. Even Kanye said it in his own music. You know what I'm saying? About when I reach success, I'm gonna dump you. I'm gonna get rid of her.
When he get on and leave your ass for a white girl.
Because even listen to him, he's super successful. He even says that. Why would I listen to someone with less money than me? That's ridiculous. You have so much money. You know how much money you have,
right?
So even the person that might have $2 million less than you, you're not gonna listen to them. They might have better insight on something other than what your expertise is. You should probably listen to them.
But he thinks he's smarter than the entire family.
He thinks he's smarter than everybody.
He thinks, not even just the family.
You know what I'm saying? You're talking about Malcolm. No,
I'm talking about Malcolm.
Bringing down the Malcolm.
I'm talking about Malcolm.
Yes. So
he thinks he's smarter than everybody. And his foil is Kelly. Is Sharon Leo's character.
Yeah.
Who, like, at first I was wondering, like, do they have history?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like on some soulful shit?
Yeah, like, because there's just weird, like, energy right off the bat. Like, immediately.
But she's not fucking with him because he doesn't value his sister, her sister. And so.
And she knows his games. She
knows
he's a scumbag.
I don't think that she would have an issue with. I shouldn't have an issue with the baby's Lauren London's boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She has an issue with men thinking that they run the show.
She's not fucking with him.
Yeah, that particular type of man.
Yeah, or Joe. So, she doesn't have an issue with Joe.
Yeah,
either.
she loves Joe. She loves for Joe.
It's him. Because like from the car, when they first get on
Kelly
and they tit for tat on the car. Off the car.
Yeah.
Or whatever. To her, when he brings up, I went to Harvard.
Right.
And she's like, I went to Princeton.
Right.
Yeah, like, she's just at his neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, every single time. Not giving this man any pass or any quarter.
That's a beautiful thing, how they make her character so respectable in that right.
Yeah.
But then still, I look at her crazy for how she talked to Lisa.
Yeah.
Talked down to Lisa. In so many ways because of, I think she didn't respect Lisa for the fact, for her being with someone like Malcolm.
I think what it is because as an older sister, when someone will use your sister as a pawn. So you got to think for your sister and you got to definitely come at her. And the thing about it too is, Regina's character, she isn't afraid to be like her mama. She is afraid to start over. And thinks like she doesn't, her self-esteem is challenged because she, as beautiful as she is, body is like to die for.
Crazy.
Oh, she was
Still.
She is not.
She was.
She still does not think, oh, somebody's gonna want me after this. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the sister looks at that like, are you out of your mind? Like, do you not know how beautiful you are?
Greatness?
And you will sell our entire if I don't check you and your husband for the entire time, you will sell our family to fund this man's thing, and you know he's cheating on you.
And she had already ferreted out. She was like, this ain't even you. This is his idea.
Yeah.
Like immediately was able to identify.
Bars with the writing's dope.
She was so solid and did not even hesitate on the should I not tell her that your husband is cheating. She saw that caller ID the next moment. She was like, and he's cheating. Ride or die, sis. Like, for really like the whole movie. Like, get him out of here.
Yes.
Get him out of here.
And I love how Lisa, it showed her as being like the submissive wife that's just letting her husband do whatever he wants, and she accepts everything until the end where she whooped his ass.
Oh my God, that was great.
That was dope.
That was delicious, actually.
That was
the LA
great.
River. So what? Yeah. It's in the LA River. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Step out. Yeah. Slid all over the floor.
Yeah.
Spanked his ass. That was dope.
That was, I think, like. So what's interesting is that like Regina King did a whole lot with not a lot to work with. Right. Like she doesn't have a ton of screen time. Right. She doesn't have a gang of moments, but like her arc is so believable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, like out of all the characters, Quentin's arc really kind of like comes true.
Yeah.
He
was fighting that arc for a long time.
Yeah. But it feels genuine.
Yeah.
Her arc feels genuine.
Yeah, that is her.
Even though Sharon Lee was one of my favorite characters, her arc feels rushed.
Yeah.
Right? Because
give her love interest.
They kind of rush through the romance.
Right.
Of her and Makai.
Because
it happens so quick. Like they have the reunion inside the club, then she's gone with him, right? Then he shows up in the Santa suit. You know what I mean? Like, and they're basically talking about like, we got it cracking last night. And then the
That's
one
how it be sometimes.
But here's the thing. Well, you went to school out here too, though. Have you ever lived outside the state? You know what I'm saying? For a long period of time. You go home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You go home for Christmas.
Yes.
And she's home for Thanksgiving too.
Yes. I get that 100%.
So I feel like them, and they had history. They didn't know each other, but they knew of each other.
And what I'm saying is that part does not come across. We get that one scene where he says, 9th grade, such and such high school, skinny bow-legged girl, dropped the books and bent over to him.
But he knew the family. He knew Quentin well.
Right.
Yeah.
But we don't get their romance. They don't show us on screen. The same way, like if you think about in terms of screen equity, the amount of time that the characters get, we get enough time with Regina King and Laz Alonso to understand the consequences of their marriage, right? We get enough time with Quentin and Loretta Devine, Quentin back to understand. The only thing that I'm saying is that with Sharon Leo, we don't get enough time with her and Makai to really feel like her arc of inviting him to New York.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you.
You think we do?
I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah,
we do.
Because her story, her character don't care about romance. That's not what she was there for. She was not there with her husband. She wasn't there bringing her boyfriend from college. She was there to make sure the house was intact and to make sure they didn't get the laundromat didn't get sold. She was there for that.
Yep.
And by the way, I ran into this guy.
Yes.
From back in high school.
And I don't have anyone in New York.
I don't have anyone in New York.
He's looking good.
I'm going to get it cracking. Her giving the buns up is normal. You know what I'm saying? And they're not 25. They're 30-something. Yeah. So at this point, things move faster. You know what I'm saying?
It just for me, it happened quick.
Because here's the thing. They met at the club. They did everything last night.
Left at the club.
She's leaving the next day.
Right.
Leaving the club is normal. Yeah. That will happen any Christmas break.
Let me stop slut shaming.
Yeah, that's normal for women,
especially how grown women move.
Yeah, and she don't have nobody back in New York, and this guy's familiar. Her older brother, what's up, man? How you doing? It's been a minute. So he's already in the family, not in the family, but like he's part of the homie. My brother, like some of my brother, I remember him. He's older, but I remember him. And he's flirting with her,
And
making her
he's
feel
cute.
good. And she's thoroughly attracted to him. She sleeps with him that night. The next day, he comes over, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for inviting. He came on his own. That's a little different.
He came over on the Santa.
Yeah. On some creeper shit.
Because he knows the family.
He knows the family.
He has that
right.
going for him too. Because, you know, when you meet a guy and he also knows your family, there's more when you're already attracted to him, there's even more attraction because it feels like you've been knowing them for years. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so
now, did he know the family or did he know Quentin? Because the mom didn't know him really.
Wait, because my mom, if one of the homies from high school come and they know my sisters and me, my mom will be like, which one is he?
Okay.
I mean, it's Mario. I'm from Mario. He had dreadlocks back then.
Okay.
Oh, he played basketball with you. Yeah. My parents don't be knowing some of my homeboys that are, my mom, I got married. I had to remind my mom who my homeboys were.
Right. Because
you know
because this is the thing that I think when Quentin goes over to get him, he brings him back and introduces him to the family. Right? Like, he goes over, like, who's like, yeah, I know him. He goes over, gets Mekhi Phifer, brings him back, and introduces him to everybody. So maybe he don't know the family like that.
Well, when I say that, he ain't been over at the house. He didn't play video games with Quentin at the crib. Okay. But he played probably freshman basketball with Quentin.
So he's acquainted with the family.
He knows the sister, and he knows
and
Lisa.
He know where they live at. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, they've been living there their whole life.
They're close enough for him to know where she is.
And it's the Whitfield family. The Whitfield girls. Like, I know the Parkers, Regina Parker, Deandra Parker, and Geneva Parker.
I get it.
I understand. So
I understand.
That's what I mean. Like, and so that's him pulling up to the crib. If he met her for the first time last night and didn't know the family at all, and
there's no way he could have been there.
He knew one of the biggest names in the family, which is Quentin.
Yep.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And like, they be like, Quentin, this is such and such. Quentin could introduce him like, you went to Monroe too? Oh, snap. Oh, you was that? You used to have an afro back then.
Yep.
It could be one of them situations. They might not know who he is, but they remember who he was.
I get it.
It's like he was. I remember you. He was a freshman back then, but I remember you. So
and all of them are hot too. So it would be like the Whitfield
you definitely
girls.
remember Kelly from high school.
Everybody know where the Whitfield girls at. You know,
that's so great.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's so many things to talk about because there's so many issues in this family.
Yeah,
you know, Quentin is basically trying to find himself, and his mom, his relationship with his mother is there, but it gets better because of the youngest child, and he kind of like makes things right with the youngest child.
That's a great moment.
That's how it happened,
dynamic,
and I can relate to that. Maybe that's why I love the movie so much because I have so much. I have older siblings that have. Their relationship with our father got even better once I came around. I wasn't a young boy. My mom, my dad remarried. You know what I'm saying? I have my older siblings, we all got the same dad, but different moms. Me and my sister to my mother. And they treated us like little brothers and sisters because my father's relationship with them was a little different. It wasn't as strong, as positive as it was until I came around, my sister and my dad our relationship was stronger. So their relationship with our father got stronger. So this is a different dynamic because the biological father is gone. But I love the slow process of Quentin and Joe Black becoming cool. It wasn't off the bat. There was struggle.
That worked for me.
And it wasn't just the money he paid for. It was like, bro, I've been holding your family down while you've been gone.
Gone.
He didn't have to say that. We saw it. We saw it as viewers. We saw it. And so that made that relationship better. And it kind of made Quentin understand the important things in life. Family, you know what I'm saying? And having your father stepped out and this man stepped in as the new father. And he's been doing a great job.
And he's been here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I also love Miss Rose's character, you know? She became a confidant for Ma'Dere. You know?
So Ma'Dere was making some mistakes too.
Yeah, and and Rose was there to be like, why haven't you told that? You know, she was there to interject that one thing, that one person that doesn't say a lot, but whatever she does say, it's just like, you know what? She is the voice of reason here.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so I even love that. You know, see, we needed her too because, you know, that's a whole community. You know, it's
and they're around the same age too.
Yeah.
So it's different from your daughter's telling you didn't do this, mom. No, you need another woman that's in the same age bracket.
Yes.
That looking at you making these not dumb decisions, but
Yeah.
So that was dope. That was cool.
And it's almost like you could tell she's been on that side of the counter for years. right?
Yeah.
Like, like the way she easily, helped her, like, sneak in, try to get past and sneak in. Like,
Right.
That's been her positioning.
Yeah.
That's been her homegirl, like, forever.
That's her partner,
Yeah.
Rosie.
Can we talk about the thugs real quick?
What's his name?
Can we talk about
Dude and Mo?
Yeah.
David Banner's character, Dude Mo.
Was this realistic that they would have been in the car? Well, the bash over the head. What I'm talking about is when they finally get to the house, right? When they find the house, and the cops come up, and now they in the house, and now they driving everybody to the to the police station. Now they staying the night inside the house, like
eating the pie, and shit like that.
Yeah, that part is a little far fetched, right?
That's 100% far fetched.
Yeah.
If I'm a bookie, if I'm the muscle, if I'm an enforcer, I'm snatching you up, and I'm holding you ransom in your own house, lady. I need this bread. Are we gonna do something to your son? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's how that went. Ain't no spending the night. Ain't no
intervening. Ain't no driving.
Unless, the writer could have, what he could have done was he could have had those two guys show up at the house without Quentin being there. And they tell us some kind of false story of how they knew him and, from back in the day, because they obviously did know him,
Right.
So the mama gets comfortable. And by that, by the time he's like, oh, he on his way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I talked to him.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
really? Oh, that's
he showed
awesome.
up, they eating pie, gumbo.
Exactly.
So, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Down.
I mean, it's kind of how it happens because they meet the sister first.
Right.
And then she basically tells Quentin all of that. But yeah, I met your boys. They was looking up and down the block for you. Such and such and such. How funny is that? Da 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 da.
Right.
And then at that point, the police show up, but they not gonna let Quentin out of their sight.
Right.
So like that part kind of makes sense to me. Like now they in the house, like, and everybody kind of has to play the role for a little bit. The only thing that like I think might have made it a little bit more believable is if Quentin was as uncomfortable with them around as he was when Joe Black showed up, right? Like when Joe Black and the thugs are there, Quentin is he's squirrely. He's off enough for Joe to pick up the read that like something is off. But all the other times he's acting like these guys are his homies. Like these guys do not have guns. That they're not here to kill or hurt him. It's a little bit too casual.
It's too,
and when the police showed up, it wasn't for him. It was for Columbus.
Right. Yeah. But I'm just saying, but like when they're in the house and when he's interacting with them, when they're in the car, when they're at the police station,
it's almost like
too
they in the bed, hanging out, talking to each other. Good night, dog.
Good night,
dude. Good night, Mo.
Casual.
Like unless these guys really aren't muscle, they just play gangsters. They're like, you owe us some money, and we coming to collect. They might not be killers. Right. I wish there was a scene or a dialogue in the scene that explained that these. But Joe Black kind of said, did he say you guys ain't gangsters? You guys ain't this.
Yeah.
You guys ain't that.
You guys are bookies.
You guys are bookies.
But every time they showed up with violence, right?
Right.
So like when they finally got him, and the sister walks in the room. I mean, before the door closed, they punch him. So like aside from like the goofiness of them in the bed, which was totally out of character for them, right? Like good night,
they're
good
too
night.
tough.
Like they're too tough to. So then that kind of make them like cartoonish, right? Like before they try to make them, so they kind of defang them before ultimately Joe Black can kind of settle it.
So it kind of makes it more realistic when Joe Black stepped in.
I think they went Home Alone-ish with them.
They got
boom. Yep. Yes.
That's how they
evolved. Joe Pesci and old boy was supposed to be these burglars, they killers and all that. Exactly. They was getting slapped around and burnt up and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it started getting out of care. Hook me up with your sister. Like it started to get a little bit too familiar when the relationship between these characters would never be that familiar.
Yeah, I don't care nothing about the sister. Where that bread at, bro?
Where that bread at, bro? We all the way in LA.
Sister, bro.
We all the way in LA.
Came from Chicago to LA, bro. I'm gonna need to holler at you about this bread, or else I'm gonna start beating the family members.
I don't care what your brother going through.
Yeah,
I don't care nothing. Where's the money?
Yeah,
right.
I'm blowing the spot up. No one had a scar.
All due respect, ma'am. I'm gonna do something to your son. I need that bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I don't want to spend the night. Why am I spending the night? What are you saying?
I'm not that comfortable.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this money and drive back to Chicago tonight.
I don't even want to go to sleep around y'all.
Yeah, I'll wake up. I might be in handcuffs.
That was the one part.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got about maybe 7-8 minutes. There's so much that we didn't talk about, but we got to get into some awards.
All right.
Unless there's any kind of like burning point or hot take that you want to make before we get into the awards.
Ma'Dere didn't want her sons to be artists because she was afraid that they would turn them like their father and leave, and turn them like their older brother and leave. So she didn't want Chris Brown's character, Baby, to even bring up music. And she wasn't even, and he was like, I'm not like Senior. I'm not even like Quentin. I'm me. I just love music as well.
Right.
But why are you, I'm not going to leave I'm not leaving anywhere. If anything, she's pushing them away. And so I feel like that would helped Ma'Dere change, have that character arc. Quentin helped her change, and he helped change himself. And Baby didn't have to change.
Right.
But even with Quentin changing, it helped her accept Joe Black's character and his role in her life. She already accepted it for her, but not for the family.
Right.
And finally, it came full circle, and that's how the family came together, because tragedy a lot of times brings people closer and family closer, and tragedy definitely hit, and it brought them closer.
Yeah. I also feel like Baby was the reason that she could fully change. And that was the realistic piece of the story, because normally the baby of the family is like gets away with everything.
Right.
So they can correct the mama to be like, this is what all the older kids try to say, but the mama's raised the older kids. So she like, you don't know this, I know. But the baby is like somebody that they spoil. So the baby turning around to say the same thing that Quentin said. Have her with a full revelation of self.
History is about to repeat itself another time. Unless you change your lesson. You learn your lesson up.
And he got her told, the way that the older people in the family, the older kids wouldn't tell her because of their respect, but the baby, is growing up at a different, internet time.
So the talkback age.
The talkback age.
But it just so happens he was right.
Yeah.
It just so happens his talkback happened to be right.
Yeah.
Great film, bro.
Before we get into the awards, this is a hot take. Okay?
Okay.
This is a hot take. Besides the obvious, is this movie really a Christmas movie? Like this, to me, this movie could have easily been this Easter, this Mother's Day.
Yeah,
this
it could have been any family function.
Right.
The cookout.
Like, it just happens to be a family working through its shit with Christmas going on in the background. What made it Christmas
was the song that Chris Brown sang.
Yes.
And Mekhi Phifer showing up with the Gerald. He showing up with the hat.
He could have easily shown up in the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd been the same thing. Yeah.
So, but it's this Christmas for me because
you can't sing this Easter.
Right.
Yeah.
But is that enough to make it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yeah. You think so?
Because what makes it a Christmas movie? What does Christmas? What makes Christmas Christmas? Presents.
It's very interesting.
Family reuniting.
I'm saying so.
And winter, it
Those
embodied winter,
are the things that make a Christmas movie a Christmas movie. So like Home Alone, for example,
that could have happened any day of the year.
Right. But Christmas is what centers it, right? Like
Christmas is where they have expensive gifts in the house.
Yeah. Okay.
And people go away for the holidays.
Yeah.
I'd love for them to make more Christmas movies.
I agree. It's not enough, especially for us.
Yeah. Like,
it's not enough.
It's such an important holiday, for us. Mama makes miracles every Christmas.
Man.
Like, most people have most humans have generally positive, attributes, but I think Christmas means a little something for us.
Right.
Like, even if like the struggle was real all year long.
Yes.
Somehow your mama got that boom box or that Nintendo or that bike on Christmas. I'd love to see.
If you don't get nothing all year, you get that one thing on Christmas.
One thing you've been waiting for.
Cool.
Okay, let's talk MVP.
MVP.
Who is the MVP of this Christmas?
Easy call. I'll let Sister Harrison go first.
MVP of this Christmas, I'm gonna say Sharon Lil's character.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like she is the MVP.
We are on the same page.
Yes.
That is my MVP as well.
She checked everybody. She lived free.
Oh,
She
okay.
kept the family.
I'm cool with that too.
The obvious is Joe Black.
That's who
That's the obvious one. But to me, the character that really is most impactful in a significant way. It's
I think
Sharon
you got
Neal.
a double MVP because
I don't think she's more impactful than Joe Black.
Yeah.
I don't think she's more impactful than Joe Black.
Like it's almost kind of like they split the ticket, right? Like Joe Black is super important to Quentin and super important to Baby for sure, but Sharon Neal is super
important to Ma'Dere.
And triple important to Ma'Dere for sure, but on the Sharon Neal on the Kelly side, super important to her sister. Saves the money.
That's where
right.
Family without that money.
Saves the money.
That's not true.
Which ultimately saves Ma'Dere.
I feel like I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important.
Yeah.
But Joe Black saving that relationship between Ma'Dere and her oldest son and her youngest son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's what kept the glue. Let's say Baby left the house, got on that motorcycle, and never came back until 5 years later.
Yeah.
And when his other brother came back 6 years later.
Yeah.
And now you come back when Claude's in jail. Or he's not in jail now, but now Claude's back. But Claude is a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? He made bad decision after bad decision. But I feel like without Joe Black being there, it would have been a different movie.
Yeah. I
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Kelly.
I definitely agree with you there because he is such an essential person to keep that family together.
Yes. Yeah.
I think where I was going with her is you have somebody that is under the influence of someone's trying to unravel this family, like unravel Medea's house. She's there like a little minion, under the influence. And, I feel like Sharon saved the day, So that's why I'm
okay.
Let's go
MVP.
your LVP, your least valuable character, player, part of the film.
It's a tandem, Lauren and their boyfriend. Lauren and their boyfriend. What's her name? Tori, the wife. No, not Tori. Sandy, the wife.
The wife,
the Claude's wife.
I'm gonna have to agree with you right there. Get her out of here. Get her out of here.
Unnecessary.
And she wasn't that dope of a person. They didn't show her enough to make her dope.
Yeah.
Why do you love her?
Yeah. Why do you love her?
You risking it all
for her.
You know what I'm saying?
And they don't give us any backstory. Like there's not even a moment where he says we get his part of the impact of the family, which was when I left the house and I wasn't getting along with Ma'Dere or I wasn't getting along with Joe Black, or Joe Black said something to me, always be a man of your word. And I met this girl. We don't get any sense as to why he loves her.
She's pregnant,
we don't. It doesn't make sense.
He just made dumb decisions.
Yeah.
And then went AWOL. It's like, come on,
AWOL.
It feels like a studio note to make her white. Right? I
definitely thought it was like the executive.
Yeah, like there are no other white people in this movie.
Right.
So
we got to put some color in there.
We got to put a white girl in here.
Yeah, we got it.
So it doesn't make any sense. Even a response,
not color, but another color.
Yeah, we need
a different color.
Put somebody in. Even like the conversation at the club with the two guys walking. You like white girls too, huh?
Was the most unnecessary.
It's like, get out of here. Hey man, what's up, man? You like white girls too, huh? Yeah.
Overly disrespectful. I'm like, that's not even the type of club that you would have those type of niggas in.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So we bugging out on
in the hood club, this dude they just gonna mess with you just to mess with you because they own that type of shit.
Okay, so super quick recast. How would you approach a recast?
The movie's too new.
Yeah.
I feel like all the
because all the mover and shakers are still moving and shaking.
Yeah, Idris Elba can still play that character right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Loretta Devine can still play. You know what I'm saying, but
like everyone.
The reason why you're here, one of the reasons why, is even though we'll probably have to make the oldest son would probably be Columbus short if you were Ma'Dere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't sitting there walking around with I feel like Loretta Devine's character had 6 kids. Your 6 kids would be you'd be Ma'Dere, but Columbus Short would be your son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the
You'd be your oldest.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe Baby would be like 14. And you know what I'm saying? 10.
How would you recast Baby? Who would you
Oh. There's no
a 14-year-old, maybe one of T.I.'s
sons.
I was thinking one of like the Simmons boys, like Diggy Simmons, like the youngest. Not
the youngest. What's his name? Diggy's the middle boy.
Diggy's the middle. Okay,
the other one's a little different.
Yeah,
it's a little different.
Yeah,
I don't think he's into the acting thing right now either.
Yeah. Like who's like? Is there a young singer, a young black R&B singer that kind of has that golden boy?
There's a lot of them on
that
the
like
internet.
Chris Ham,
but none that's like, I get the videos of them all the time.
See, now the thing is, there's no more R&B singers anymore. All these boys that are 19, 20 years old are trap singers. Like, they all singing with the auto-tune, they all gang banging, they all street thugs, the NBA young boy. Like Kodak Black, obviously not that. He wouldn't be some, but Kodak Black's only like 24. He's young.
Yeah.
And he could play, but like someone that's 24, 25 could play a 19-year-old in a movie like this.
That's
but
a shame. That's
they're
crazy.
all like the R&B boy is
that there's not like an equivalent. Like,
there's no Chris Brown. And I will say, I mean, he's 31 now. He's grown. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he would play Columbus Short's character.
That his version doesn't exist. Yeah, like you can see how they like all kind of like upgrade and stack up. But damn.
Right.
No Chris Brown.
I mean,
because before Chris Brown, there was Usher.
There are Usher, right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You could draw lines between them, yeah.
Right. Now, there are some guys who are super young and talented, but they're not big as Chris Brown. So it would be like Chris Brown, the superstar, being Baby. There's no superstar 19-year-old singer now.
Yeah.
There's boys out there that sing.
Unless, of course, you now cast that character as a daughter.
Oh,
then there's a lot of young daughters that could hide the scene.
Okay, yeah, you could choose any one of the Bailey daughters.
Chloe,
yes,
Chloe,
okay,
Haley.
That's a good pivot.
Yeah,
and then stack it up that way.
Yeah.
Oh, and it can still work. You want with your daughter to end up like your husband.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom.
So now that's dope.
Yeah.
Tripping. My bad. They probably even heard the last few things I was talking about. My bad.
It's a good mic.
I got comfortable.
Now let's go to the rankings. All right. So we're gonna give this movie. We're gonna rank this movie on a scale of 1 black fist to 5 black fists. 5 black fists says this movie is an all-time classic. 1 black fist says we basically are happy that it got made, that black people got paid.
Yeah.
How are we ranking this Christmas?
This Christmas, I'm gonna go first this time. 5.
Even at a 5.
Yes.
This Christmas gets a 5 from
yes.
Ja. Okay.
Because we're talking about star-studded once again. Star-studded cast, performance, storyline, is relatable. There's no other movie out. Well, I can't say no other movie, but there's not too many black Christmas films out there like that. It's a comedy. It's a dramedy. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It's not funny like Martin funny or Wayans Brothers funny, but it has some nice levity in there. It deals with family. It's a feel good situation. It's like Cosby meets Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I think because of everybody on there, Kelly, Sharon, Leo, it might not be super popular right now, but everybody on this list is still working on shows and TV and movies right now.
Okay.
So I think it was written well and the cast was casted very well, and I think it's a great. It showed us as black people. There was drama, but it showed us black people as good people.
I got it.
A good family.
Okay.
Even good families have struggle and problems.
How do you rank it?
I'm gonna go with 5 too, because star-studded cast, great story that kept me the entire time. Great music, you know what I mean? Like Chris Brown, we didn't give you a chance to hate on Chris Brown, like you hated on him before the show started rolling. But
objective commentary, no hate.
He tried to knock Chris Brown down.
How dare y'all?
I thought if we didn't get to it, y'all gonna make me get to it?
Yeah, how dare y'all?
But yeah, like just for that, those tear jerking scenes alone, him singing and everybody just did so well. So yeah, I give it a 5.
I'm giving it 4.
Of course you are.
I'm giving it 4.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm giving it 4 is that like this is not like I understand, like you say, you and your moms watched it every year, right? So it's carved a place in your heart. I love this movie. This movie was very important for me for a multitude of levels. But like I could go 2 or 3 years without seeing it, right? Like, I don't actively look for, okay, y'all, we're gonna put the tree up and we're gonna get some, get mom some wine and we're gonna watch this Christmas. That's how my 5-5 movies are, where like, this is a big deal. We're watching it every year. For everything that you guys talked about, love it. Love the cast, love the music, love the background, love the story, love the acting. It just does not meet the 5 criteria.
What movie are you watching every Friday, every Christmas?
No, just like when we talk about like Hollywood Shuffle. I'm not watching it every I'm just trying to make a comparison. I watch that movie probably every 3 months because I love it that much. And that's a 5 movie for me, right? The other 5 movies for me, like Harlem Nights or Coming to America, I need to see these movies more frequently because that's how much
that's
I rank
in the same genre as Hollywood Shuffle.
What?
Like Harlem Nights.
Yeah. So for like, if we look at this Christmas, like I don't even need to see this Christmas every year at the holidays.
Because what movie, what holiday film did you have?
I watch Die Hard every year.
That's it. But what I'm saying is like, first of all, your 4 is your 4. But I think you're basing it off of not needing to see it that often. But I was like, but the movies, I'm trying to think of what movie in this genre would you have to see that often?
I mean, we watch Home Alone every year.
That's not the same movie. That's strictly comedy. That's not even but it's
a holiday movie, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like
if we peel back Christmas,
it's a family film. It's a soul food. This Christmas,
yeah,
like those type of films are. There's other movies, even that aren't black, that are like family films. Like that's in the genre of like family holiday films.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like in terms of like family movies, like you're asking me like what family movies do we watch regularly? I like my family watches The Goonies pretty regularly, right? You know what I mean? Like we watch Back to the Future pretty regularly. Like there's certain like films that like me and my family just kind of like love. This Christmas just happens to not be one that's in the rotation.
He watches a lot of Becky films, y'all.
Like just like, it's just not in the rotation.
I love those films. I love.
Yeah,
and,
it just doesn't have the same kind of like feel good moment. I love it. Like the same way, like I love like Set It Off. Like Set It Off was a 4 Black Fists for me. To me, they're in the same kind of category.
4 Black Fists.
Like like I like these films, but like they're 4s for me. They're not classics.
Okay,
that's it. That's it.
I don't see how this Christmas it wouldn't be a classic for the reasons that we said. But okay. Okay.
He doesn't like black holiday movies, y'all, and that's the bottom line.
But there's not a lot of black holiday.
No, it's not about that.
I don't think there's a lot of black holiday films in general, let alone black films in general. But
I think this Christmas is good. You know what I mean? To me, it's not great. Right, like it's a good movie. It's and to me like 4 Black Fists is good. It's great. It's not an all-time classic for me, but it's a great movie that I enjoy watching. Right,
Indeed.
Like not hating on it. It's just
No, this definitely not hate. Yeah, this is your opinion. Sometimes hate is unnecessary, but you have to have.
If I said 3, if I go down to 3,
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, you throw me out the room.
I think
I did. 4 is good. 4 is good.
I think we're dealing with the topics.
I think I need to look at the Goonies and look at Home Alone to see why you would give them a 5.
Well, just because of what they mean to me. Like again, if we look at
vice versa,
if we look at this film, like I think it's a good movie, but I like. This movie just doesn't give me like the warm fuzzies. You know what I mean? Like it's just I watch these characters go through the motions, right? There's a nostalgia factor. Like John was talking about how he and his mom watched that movie. Mm-hmm. It's more than just a movie. Like Home Alone, like me and my family for years grew up, we would watch this movie. So it means something to me, right? Like, this is a particular film that like I'm happy, I like it. It's good to remember, but it doesn't mean the same thing that some of these other films mean to me, which is why I give them the 5.
The 4, you mean?
The 4. Which is why I give the 4 and give them the 5, right? Just because of how the film means to me, that's all. And this is a good movie. Merry Christmas.
For sure. With that being said, man, we can go on and on about that, man. About it being a 4 or 5. What do y'all think? Is this a movie of 4? If you haven't seen it already, go see it, and then in the comments, drop it. Like, is it a 4 for y'all? Is it a 3 or a 2 or a 1 or a 5? Mm-hmm. Because it's to each his own as far as opinion, and all that. So we're gonna tune in next time. I'm your host, Big Ja. Mm-hmm. We are here with Brother Tone.
The Grinch that stole Christmas.
I was just about to be like, he's a mean one.
We didn't even get to talk about how bad he thought Chris Brown was in his singing. He was like, he's
the 3 words that describe him was stink,
stink. But anyhow, man, we are out of here. Thank you so much, Sister Dale. You gave us great perspective.
Thank you.
And we loved it. I can't wait to have you back.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it again soon. Folks, family, be good or be good at it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Ho, 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 and all that, man. But we out of here, man. Till next time. Check us next time on BlackBusters. Pew, to the max.
BlackBusters.